Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for clicking. Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for clicking. So my name is Firdaws.osman. If you are new here, thank you so much. So in today's video, I have my friends with me here and we are going to talk about our moving abroad experience. So I'm going to let them introduce themselves, starting from what's your name and where you are from.
I'm Irfan. I come from Ghana and I study material science and engineering.
Okay.
I'm Amma. I come from Ghana. I study electrical engineering and information technology.
Hi, I'm Bola. I studied the same when I'm from Nigeria.
So the first one I have is what was your first impression when you arrived in Germany? Should I go first?
Yeah.
So the first time I came to Germany, it was a holiday. I think there was something going on. I think you came to pick me up.
Yeah.
There was something going on in town and they were having fun. Like, yo, this country is mad fun. But as time went on, it was so boring. Yeah, so that was my first impression about Germany. I thought like it was a vibey, like, this kind of fun country. But yeah, it wasn't like that. Your first impression when you arrived?
For me, I feel like, coming from Africa to abroad is like, I'm coming abroad, my expectation, that. As soon as I got here, Germany was like, oh my days. Like, I got down, I was in the south. So the south of Germany, you see all these historical buildings. And I'm like, wow, is this what they call abroad? And it's like, it was also too quiet. I didn't really see a lot of people like outside. Then I went to the train station, someone picked me up from there, and I saw quite some number of people. But what I realized that in the south of Germany, like especially when you're in small cities, you don't really see a lot of people. So then my first experience wasn't really that good. So yeah.
My first experience, as soon as I touched down, I remember it was snowing that day, so it was really cold, and I was just wearing a hoodie, and I think I had to change. I had to change at the airport before coming out because I was like, nah. So I wore a hoodie and then I wore a jacket. And then when I came out, and this is the thing, I don't know what it's called in Ghana, but I was carrying this Ghana Moscow. That's what we call it. So I don't know what it's called. So I had like one huge one and then a traveling box. I didn't even know I was going to move it out. So I was just there, just looking. I was just staring. And this is the thing. Here, you can't ask anyone for help. It's like everyone is minding their business. They'll just be passing by. So luckily for me, I met someone from my uni. Like, that's the lady that processes admission and the rest. And luckily for me, she could recognize my name. So she just walked up to me and told me, like, am I going to the uni? And I told her yes. And then she just helped me do everything. I was like, thank God. So as soon as we go on the train and everything, all I was just doing in my head was like, finally I'm here, just making comparisons between Germany and Nigeria and all that. It was fun.
Okay, for me, let me cut in. When I got to Germany, like, I couldn't make calls. Like, I wanted to call my friend to pick me up at the station, at the Bahnhof. So yeah, Bahnhof is train station. So I saw this nice German lady. I just approached her. Like, I was even holding my suitcase. Like, I want to call my friend. She was like, yes, why not? I'm like, oh, okay. That's my first impression about Germans.
Always nice.
I was like, okay, these people are really nice. Like, they're cool,
Yeah, for me, it's also similar to you because I also came, I think, close to winter, so it was getting cold at the time. So I had my jackets and things I bought from Ghana, and it was in my luggage in the train.
Exactly.
And I was wearing only a hoodie. So when I got to the train station, the airport, I got out and
first thing
I would hit you like this. It was like the cold hits me. I'm like, are we still inside the airport or we are outside? Because I could only imagine that kind of cold to be from an AC. And I was like, okay, so this is different. This is outside. This is real outside. And it was really cold. So So I just went back inside and I took my bag from the belt but it was already locked, so I didn't want to now open my stuff and take out my jacket. So I just had to go with the flex pass.
Endure the cold.
Yeah.
Okay.
But for me, I also kind of arranged it a little bit more because I called someone that I knew, so she was meeting me at the airport. So when she just met me, then everything was smooth and she just was yeah. So it was pretty good first impressions.
Moving on, has moving to Germany affected your social life? Who's going first?
100%. I'll be the first person to go. So in Nigeria, I used to really like be very friendly. Like I used to talk to people. I was very popular. Like I knew a lot of people. Used to attend parties, all that. So I came to Germany. When I came, I remember first semester. Oh my god, I was making friends. I was attending all the parties that were being invited for like freshers and all that. Then I remember, I think exams came. So normal when you're in Africa, let me say Africa. I don't want to say Nigeria. Anyway, so when you're in Africa, most times, most people tend to study like I think 1 month before the exam, or maybe 3 weeks before the exam, and it's always enough. It's like just chew and pour, like pack everything in your head, and just go and just drop it. So I tried using the same tactics when I came, and as soon as I wrote the exam, when you're reading, you feel very confident, like this thing. As soon as I got to the exam, it wasn't like no usual questions where they just ask you what's in textbook. So I failed, like I read that. You have no idea. And that thing is, a lot of these people that was going out with parties for and the rest, like when they wrote the exam, they passed. Like some people passed, or some people had like people in the upper semesters that gave them past questions. Kind of guided them on what to do, how to do it. So then don't know me like, yo, so are you guys just basically telling me like we're just chilling for chilling, and when it's time for you to help me with my studies, you have info and you will not share? And then after that, I was like, okay, fuck this, like.
We'll beep it out.
So I just like, nah, like I'm not doing this no more. And then over time, I just noticed like, I just started caring less, because people don't really care about like, they don't really care about you for you per se, like, and then they're not really used to having a lot of friends. Like back home, most of the time they have just 2 friends that went to the same high school with, or they grew up with, and then next thing just end up being antisocial. So over time, I don't know, like now I behave like the Germans as well, where I just mind my business. Like you see someone in need or something, you just walk past like nothing happened. Just ignore. Just learn to ignore and mind your business, basically.
Go.
So,
Yeah, I think the culture is really different because when I came first, I also had the same problems. Like you would see someone like from the same class, or you just meet him from like somewhere else. So when you meet him at a different place, you would expect that maybe some hello or something. But so I used to think, what's going on? Then later on, I just realized that the culture was just different from how we know it in Ghana. So then I stopped taking it personally.
Exactly.
Yeah, but definitely the social life changes because now you are in like 2 kind of communities. Either you belong to maybe wherever you come from's community. That's always the community that welcomes you in the first place anyway. And maybe now your dormitory social life and your school social life, so trying to swing them around. It's
the fake smiles.
But definitely the social life changes a lot.
For me, I don't know whether it affected it positively or negatively, because I was an introvert, or I'll say I'm still an introvert though, so
you don't look like one.
I don't look like one. If I'm in the midst of people I know, I talk, but like if I don't really know you, I just met you, I wouldn't really okay, let me explain why it's positive and it's negative. So on the negative side, like when I came here, all the Germans, they are to themselves, like always in their room, like even to see them in the kitchen that we share together, you never see them because most of them normally don't really cook. And okay, so then my first semester I was in a German hostel, so then I didn't really have a lot of internationals around me. It was more of Germans, and I was the only international. So okay, so
that's someone or their camera. Listen.
So like I was always indoor. I mean, back home, so I used to be an indoor person, but Germany made it worse. So that's the negative part. I don't really want to go out. I'm always like in the room, even to take a walk. Like it's hard for me unless I'm doing it with someone. And the positive part is that I'm introverted. So then, I mean, for me, it made me like now lean towards the people that I know, the people that we are in the same culture with, like it made me open up to them. So when I'm in the midst of people that know my culture, I now became open to them because I have nobody to talk to. So then it made me always like talk to the people that like Ghanaians or Nigerians, and so that's what I got to say.
Okay,
I think that yeah,
Yeah,
it's like
though.
it's here. I think most people like try to build meaningful relationships.
Exactly.
That's like it has to
Longer.
be
Yeah.
like there has to be some time length to it before it becomes a
Exactly.
meaningful,
Relationship.
But once that happens, then it becomes
Like,
a lot
and it's
easier.
for life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you just meet someone today and expect them to say
But you know,
to chat with you tomorrow,
but the thing is,
you're
back
gonna be
home,
disappointed,
it's
yeah.
easy to make a lot of
Yeah,
friends, and
yeah,
these friends will
yeah.
help you like
Yeah,
in every
yeah.
aspect. So when I came here, I had that same expectation, but now you
Yeah.
have people that you have friends for partying,
Yeah,
friends for reading,
exactly.
friends
Yeah.
for shopping,
Yeah.
friends for like everything. Like you have friends for everything, and you won't call it friendship. You don't call it acquaintances.
Yeah.
Like back home,
Acquaintance.
if you go to meet maybe you are my friends and I come to meet you guys and there's someone that I don't know. Once we meet today and we just talk, the next time I meet the person
I'm
somewhere,
telling
we
you,
are already
you're
my
vibing.
friends,
yeah.
But
true.
it can be
Okay,
tricky here.
so I'll just say I agree with all of them. It has affected my social life. I'm not going to talk because the video will be too long. So yeah, the next one is, how has Germany changed you? I would go first.
Okay.
For me,
Go for it.
this place, they are very time conscious. I used to be very like a late comer in everything. But coming to Germany, and if you have appointments, at least you have to go in at least like 2 minutes earlier or 5 minutes earlier. So I'm kind of adapted to it now. So I'm thinking, yeah, if I go back to Ghana, I know how our people are. Like when everything takes slow. When you're going to do something, you go at 10 and you end up having your thing at 12.
Yeah.
I'll be so frustrated when I go back to Ghana because right now I'm telling you, like, I'm very time conscious. If I give you this time, if I have an appointment with you, I tell you to come at 2 p.m. and you come at 2:05, appointments cancelled.
So when I came late today, you were angry.
Yeah, and also when it comes to recycling of bins of waste, in Germany you have to recycle your bins with they have bio, plastic, and then paper. You put them in separate bins, and I've learned that. So if I go back to Ghana, I'm going to do that. But the end result, they're going to mix everything. Yeah. So that's
Alright, so I'll also talk about time. For time, I feel like for me, I've been like those serious people. So then I won't say that.
okay.
I won't say that like maybe adjusting to the time is it's hard for
That's
me.
even worse.
It's
1
hard
hour
for
before the
me.
time.
Yeah, I get the 1 hour before the time there. That's what normally I usually do. But the time has affected me in a good way, in the sense that anytime I go back home to have vacation, and my people, oh my god, better please, oh.
The people which Ghanaians or what?
The Ghanaians, I'm sorry, but I have to say their names. But like, if you have an event at 10, how will we start the thing at 12?
Yeah.
And make sure that I'm
They
there
still do that
1 hour
here.
before
That's
the
right.
thing, so 9 a.m. and I'll wait till 12
still
before
do
you
that
start
here.
it. So then that's how I know, like, and it has made me more serious. Like, Germany has made me like, I'm really time conscious. So then when someone is delaying or something, it really pisses me off a lot. Move to the next one. What else? I feel like, so I don't know whether it's maturity doing, but Germany made me want to read more, want to know more about what I'm doing. So yeah, that's what I have to say for that.
Okay. Bola?
For me, that's changed me like, you have no idea, like everything. So one, it has made me very independent, because even as a student, I mean, back home you'll be reliant on your parents for monthly allowance and all that. Here you're able to work, so it means you earn your money and then you decide how you want to spend it, how you want to live your life, basically. It also made me like appreciate a lot of the little things, like, because before I used to be very materialistic in terms of a birthday gift, you have to get this person this, you have to receive this, that. And then I came here and I met people, like, they'll just give you a card or chocolate and it's enough. It's just the thought that counts.
The simplicity of
The
life.
simplicity,
like,
exactly,
Germany,
of life.
it just makes you
Like,
simple.
even down to relationships, when I saw some people, like, you just see this girl dating this guy that is just doing, maybe is a cashier at the counter. Like, as long as they're happy, just want to get a small home, live outside the city, just the simplicity of life, basically. Then also, religion wise, like, a lot of time, I mean, back then when I was back home, like, some of the things we do in terms of testimonies, ideologies, all those things, for me, they are just doctrines, and I couldn't really differentiate the difference in doctrine and then the religion itself. And coming here is like when you get all those things on the platter as your fundamental human rights, then you're able to now differentiate between it being how do I put it being a testimony and it being your fundamental human rights. But because you don't have this thing back home, if let's say you get an admission in university, you give testimony. If you what is your rights, like you apply, you should get like a uni, like it's your rights, like things like
people
that.
will come for you. There's some
I mean they can come, but that's what I'm trying to explain. Until you experience it, then you get what I mean, like and what else, like even my view on life, basically, like my view on so many things, like, and now even like I'm not really judgmental when it comes to a lot of things. Like I can hear the craziest of things and I'll be moved. Like the crazy, but back home then it's like you how what like there's always this judgment behind it. Maybe someone's hairstyle, if someone smokes, if someone does this, if someone does that, and then you come and then you just see it's normal.
About the judgment thing, I feel like for me too, it has really changed. Oh my god, like. See, me, I mind my business. Like, the way they mind their business, I'm not saying they don't care about you, but the way they mind their business has really affected me. In Ghana, like, even what you wear is someone's problem. Here, nobody's looking at what you're wearing. Like
in Germany, the only people who don't mind their business are the old women.
Exactly.
So,
but the one they will even just look.
Kind of
they'll just look like, oh, I've not seen this before, but
Yeah, so that's as well.
I will just say one thing. I can now cook. That's the only thing.
He can now cook.
I couldn't cook, so now I can cook, and that is enough for me. So
I think this video is going to be long, so we should do it in 2 parts.
Okay.
So I don't know if we should end this one here. Then I'll link in the part 2 in my description box. Description box. So this is going to be part 1. So if you enjoyed this, guys, please go to my description box and continue for the part 2. Okay.